Second Cup is brought to you by Roswell Park Comprehensive Care Center.
Hi, everyone. Good morning to you. It's 8 o'clock on the start of a Wednesday. Welcome to Second Cup, our post-election day edition of the Cup. And if you had a couple of cups last night,
Oh my
maybe
gosh.
a beer
A couple of cups. Oh, okay.
or of some celebratory cocktails, you might be feeling that post-election day hangover. But nonetheless, we are here.
Do you have a cocktail during the week?
No,
Me either.
I really don't like that. I
Well,
don't like
you want to
drinking
know
wine.
why? It's because we get up so early.
Well, I also think it's kind of like empty calories during the week, and frankly, I'd rather save them for the weekend if I drink it all, to be honest with you. I love wine, but we don't really drink at home, and we don't really go out either. So if we go out
Oh,
to...
you are so full of it. You guys go out all the time.
Well, but if we... No. We don't go out, like, to a bar. We'll go to dinner, and I'll have a glass of wine at dinner. We don't go out, like, to party anymore, like we used to.
Right. I don't leave the house.
Right,
I guess
well,
that's my
exactly.
clarification. Like, you
Right.
go out all the time.
We do go out to dinner a lot. We're actually going out to dinner tonight, but I don't know where. I don't know. Russ is not... we haven't really decided one way or
My
another.
God, you're going out to dinner on a Wednesday?
But-
Wow. That's
well,
wild.
we're actually going to an art show.
Oh.
I feel so cultured. But yeah, then and Russ said, we'll go there and then we'll go out to dinner. I said, oh, okay. Sounds good, Daddy. Whatever you want.
Interesting.
Yeah, so looking forward to that. Listen, what do you make of the election results? Here we are. Buffalo will have a new mayor for the first time in 20 years. Byron Brown's out. I mean, he's been out, but I mean, he wasn't even on the ballot. We didn't think about Byron Brown at all.
Breaking news.
Right, exactly. But, like the idea that, we are not electing an incumbent is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Ryan in. What do we make of this?
Mm-hmm.
It was a big night for him.
It's so interesting because even the mayor's race, we were writing down Byron Brown.
Write
you know
down
what I mean?
Byron
Like
Brown.
you think about that, right? It's been a lot of history, a couple decades.
So a lot of people came out to vote for Sean Ryan. He won about 75% of the votes compared to Gardner, the Republican, who won about 25% of the vote. This is a major win for Democrats. Heather, good morning to you. I'm looking forward to the next 2 years to see what changes are made. Sean Lavin also winning as a Democrat in Amherst as the town supervisor. Incumbent Mayor Austin Tylek keeping his position in North Tonawanda. A Democrat won in Olean. There's a lot of change.
And is it just local races and we're actually like looking at each candidate and making decisions, or is it a bigger stance that people are taking when it comes to politics?
Great question.
What do you think?
Noreen says time will tell. Karen, so happy for him. I met him yesterday. Peter says, let's give Sean Ryan a chance and see what happens.
And I think, you know what, whether or not he was your candidate, that's probably the best way to look at things. So let's get in, let's see what happens.
You almost have to put the election behind you and look to the
because
future.
What are you going to do?
Right, exactly.
Like you could be disappointed if you wanted another candidate, but okay.
I did ask each of the candidates, Gaynor and Gardner, who lost last night, if they would be willing to work with the mayor-elect. Jordan, do we have those bites? Okay, here's what they had to say.
If the winner chooses to engage with the public, then I am right there. If they choose to go off and do their own thing and beholden to a party or beholden to a governor or beholden to some other special interest and not to the people that their decisions directly impact, then yeah, we're going to have a problem and we're going to go head to head. But if you're ready to be a collaborator that's working for a long-term transformative vision, that's ready to put residents and neighbors in the driver's seat of decision making, I will be right there beside you.
I'm a Buffalonian. This city has a laundry list of problems, and we all know what they are. It's going to take all of us to get this city back on track. It's going to require creativity, it's going to require discipline, and it's going to require making difficult decisions. I will always do whatever I can to make this city a better place to live.
Including working with the mayor-elect.
Including working with the mayor-elect, absolutely.
PJ says Republicans' political ignorance fueled their blue wave, build bridges, not tear them down. Democrats, you're in power, do good.
Heather says, I think it's voting for the best person that makes change in our area, and I don't vote with party lines.
Karen says it's time for a change in our great city. And now, yeah, Katie, great question. What about the New York City's mayor now going to a Democratic socialist?
So, okay, when we look at the races in Buffalo, and Heather, your comment, I think it's, people finding the best candidate. Okay. Was New York City the same, or was New York City more of a pushback against
Donald
the
Trump.
current political climate?
Right.
What do you think?
It's interesting to me to find
Just
that.
the bigger picture question.
Yeah, a referendum, really. It's interesting to me to see that the majority of people who voted for Mamdani in New York City were under the age of 45. So we're talking late millennials, we're talking Gen Z.
And how about so many people saying they'd never voted
Right.
in a mayoral race before? It was
20%.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Noreen says we need to work together, stop the fighting. My mom, good morning. If they're moderates, I think towns have a chance. Dems have to work with Republicans. Karen says, so happy for him he's not playing with the president. You heard him say loud and clear, Mamdani.
Yeah.
This is a message for Donald Trump.
He literally called out the president.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's what he had to say.
Oh, hear me, President Trump, when I say this. To get to any of us, you will have to get through all of us. New York, tonight you have delivered a mandate for change, a mandate for a new kind of politics, a mandate for a city we can afford, and a mandate for a government that delivers exactly that.
So there's a lot of mixed opinion about Mamdani taking over as mayor come January after beating out Sliwa the Republican and Cuomo the Independent. President Trump endorsed the former governor, basically saying that if there's a Democratic socialist who Trump called a communist,
Right.
or a bad Democrat, he says, I'd take the bad Democrat.
Right. Heather says, I'm interested to see what happens in New York City over the next few years, and we've got to work together to get things done in this country. We're currently not playing nice in the sandbox, and it shows.
Jeanette says we are going to pay for this in Western New York. And so that's a couple of weeks ago, I posted a reel about Mamdani and Sean Ryan side by side in a Working Families Party poster after winning the primary election, and asked Ryan about Hochul's endorsement of Mamdani, and also asked if he shared any of the views of Mamdani, knowing full well that the two of them could theoretically be working close together as the mayor of New York City and the mayor of the city of Buffalo.
Two biggest cities.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And many people were like, well, why would you even ask that question? What does one have to do with the other? And, the fact, Ryan's in Buffalo, that's a 300-mile drive away from New York City. But no, all politics are local. And I think it's so hard for people to really put that into perspective that, A, it was a value judgment question that I think is really important. And B, when you consider that all these politics in New York State are tied together, we have to stop operating like we're in a vacuum and understand one hand washes the other.
Yeah, and I see that. I see both sides of those only because I'm also thinking about the impact, what impact, with Chris Scanlon the past year.
Sure.
What impact has there been with New York City?
Well,
With the mayor, and honestly, in the past with, Mayor Brown. Yeah, he had relationships there, but how much of an impact?
well, here's the thing. Immigration is a big deal.
Sure.
And we saw what happened when so many of those immigrants were bussed up, those undocumented workers were bussed up from New York City into Western New York.
Right. So, okay.
So that was my biggest
That's a con,
sticking
sure.
point. Right. Sure, we're a plane ride away, and sure, we're 8 hours of a drive, but when you consider
Well, I guess when you think about a pot of money only has so many places to go when it comes to the state.
sure, it's a big question. Anita says, I do fear for these newly elected and reelected Dems because of the vindictive nature of the radical Republicans.
Now, see, Karen, okay, so this is an interesting point, Karen. Karen says she thinks Cuomo may have lost because the president was backing him.
I don't.
Okay, so I don't know that that exactly is the case, but
Marguerite actually says the same thing.
I actually did wonder how that would sway voters.
I don't really think it mattered. I'm going to be honest with you because there were two other candidates besides Mamdani. Cuomo theoretically, had Sliwa dropped out, would have only had 49% of the vote compared to Mamdani's 50% of the vote. I think that many people had already made up their minds by the time that Trump endorsed Cuomo. I also think that, for what it's worth.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I do agree. I do think a lot of people are swayed by that. And again, it was late.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it was, kind of midway. I think it was even after early voting that Trump came out and said something.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I
There was record turnout in New York City for this
Right.
mayoral election.
Then I wonder if that encouraged some people to go vote.
Sure. Great point. I do want to point out that I have just reached out within the last 10 minutes or so to the mayor-elect. I have, so I don't know, do you call him senator? Do you call him mayor-elect? I don't know. He's still a senator.
You call me either.
So I reached out to the senator's office and asked if we could have him on Second Cup on Friday as he announces his transition
We
team.
have a guest on Friday already, but
Oh.
we could probably change. We could have.
Who's
both
coming in
at
on Friday?
The aquarium.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, either way.
Maybe come Thursday.
I did ask. We'll put the ask out there and see what happens.
Me and Jordan both go. Ooh.
Well, you know what? He said he didn't have time for us the last time. I would love for him to come on and answer some questions, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say probably not. My mom says Cuomo is old guard. Trump's endorsement didn't impact the election.
Karen
Lori
says if she was in New York City, that would have been her thought.
Mhm.
I don't know.
I kind of, I think when we look at politics today, we are so estranged from, well, maybe not. I don't know. I wouldn't say that in broad terms. I think that we are estranged from political royalty, if that makes sense. We're talking
Well,
Cuomo in particular.
I think people are right. The people were definitely looking for change
Right.
in that particular election.
Well, okay, and now let's talk New York State. Now the issue becomes what happens to Sean Ryan's seat. And now the question is, okay, we know John Rivera has announced that he's running. Will somebody else announce that he's running against John Rivera? We've heard rumblings that Zellner is interested. Will Zellner actually come forward and say, hey, yeah, actually, I am interested?
Interesting.
Time will tell.
Time will tell.
Marguerite, just wondering why we can't send in military air traffic controllers to help during the shortage. Reagan did when controllers striked. We're on strike. Great question. I don't know the answer to that. And, that could be a potential solution so that we avoid the chaos. And, it's interesting, too. Here in Western New York, we have a congressional delegation that has one Democrat and two Republicans. And what I found out in speaking with Congressman Tim Kennedy is that the right isn't talking to the left and the left isn't talking to the right. And I asked the question, have you spoken with Tenney or Langworthy since the government shut down October 1st? And his answer is no. So I asked, what the heck? Why let party get in the way of Western New York's delegation? Why not get Republican Congressman Nick Langworthy or Claudia Tenney in a room and say, hey, we're Western New Yorkers. Let's get this done.
Look, we are doing the work already, and it comes down to priorities. Do you care about people's health care? Do you care about protecting people's health care? Do you care about putting food on the table for millions of Americans, including hundreds of thousands here in Western New York? And do you care about making sure that you're addressing the affordability crisis in this country? That's what we are driving forward.
Are you saying they're not?
What I'm saying is they have to answer for whatever they are or are not doing. What I know right now is Democrats, including myself, are prepared to work and are doing everything we can to create a bipartisan solution that works for the people of this country.
Katie says they never work together. Something needs to change. This country is a mess. Very sad. Karen, crazy. They need to grow up and stop acting like children.
Crystal, infuriating. They aren't working together. Does it surprise people? I guess is my other question. Does it surprise you that the 3 Western New Yorkers aren't sitting down in opposite parties, aren't sitting down and talking? Does that surprise you guys?
That's a good question because I wonder if
I guess I'm not surprised to hear that. Do I think it's the right thing? I don't know. Like, am I surprised? No, because I just think it's so partisan right now.
Mhm.
And it just really seems like here we are 36 days into the shutdown. It really seems like it doesn't matter where you're coming from right now, depending on what side you're on.
it's interesting because I wonder what it would have been like if Congressman Higgins was still in office. Higgins was kind of the guy who was like, look, this is nonsense.
Well, here's the other thing. He had been there for a long,
Right.
long time. So compared to how long he had been in office, everybody else we're talking about right now is relatively new to the office, right? And so I feel like the longer you are somewhere, the more comfortable you are being the person to bridge that barrier.
So this is interesting from Shirley. Most politicians are so embedded in their own parties that nothing will ever get resolved. And, that's kind of what I noticed here. What I noticed is that in going through Kennedy's calendar, and good for him for being, transparent as he was
Sure.
in releasing his calendar, whereas Langworthy just outright refused and Tenney never even answered my request. He's meeting with Democrats only. So it's like the voices are being heard in a vacuum. We're not hearing each other.
Right.
And nothing happens in a vacuum. How many times did I used to say that? All the time, right? This doesn't happen in a vacuum. And so while sources are saying, okay, we could come to a deal, we've got 36 days behind us now.
I know. And then we've got people who haven't been paid in
Right.
all that time.
And so while you are, so embedded in your party, the people you represent are the ones who continue to suffer.
I know. I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting. And maybe there is something to be said for people who are a little more tenured, like Brian Higgins, who would he have acted differently? That's a great question.
And I wonder, I would love to speak with him. I would love to have his perspective because I think, when he resigned, when he made that announcement a couple of years ago that he was stepping down, he was kind of like, he kind of just threw his hands up and he's like, guys, I just can't anymore. Like, I just can't. He's like and I'm kind of paraphrasing what he said here. He was like, there's just too much infighting, basically.
Interesting. And I also think that because again, he had been there for a long time, so he had done a lot of, been part of a lot of projects, done a lot of things. And I do think there are people on both sides who, I'm sure there are people who felt always, but I know there are people on both sides who appreciated what he had done for the city.
Absolutely.
And people could see that. So, yeah.
Peter says, I think the country's in a political civil war. Crystal says the divisiveness just keeps getting worse. So Rachel says, what else is new? We, the people, always suffer. Jordan's going to drop a link to my story here in the comments so that you can see for yourself and share it around to, let everyone know what's actually going on here. I think it's important that we continue to hold these lawmakers accountable, especially knowing what the situation is in Washington.
Yep, and then we'll be doing that as we get new people in office all around Western New York.
What else should we talk about here?
Should we talk about the other thing that started getting people going when we...
dating. Let's talk about it.
Because we've had a very serious conversation now. Here, we can bring this fun one in. Are finances a deal breaker in your love life? Would you lie about your finances to get a date?
Okay, so what does that look like? So
do you have to lie about your finances to get a date?
I don't know. Maybe if you don't have, I don't know, if you don't have, period, are you making yourself seem more than you have?
Okay, so
I don't know. How do you explain this eloquently?
here, the survey says that more than half of young people admit that they faked their wealth or exaggerated their finances. And a lot of them were willing to overdraft their account or go into a debt to impress somebody on a date.
And you know who the biggest culprit is? The guys. They try to impress those girls.
Life must be so hard for you men.
Listen, some of you are gold diggers. Some of you like that money.
It's about time men had a hard time for something. I stand by that.
So sometimes to get the girl, you gotta have the cash. But, you know, realistically, now's not the time to be going into debt and faking it. I mean,
Thank you, John.
fake other things, but not your finances.
Uh,
You know what I mean? Lauren, I've never talked finances with past dates and never spent beyond my means on a man. Okay? Now, on the other
my
hand...
girls out there, Jen, Crystal, preach. Preach, ladies.
Peter says, if I have a love life and dating and want to date, finances would not be a factor. Life is too hard, Della says.
Well, here's the fact of the matter. If you start dating somebody and you're lying about your finances or they're lying about their finances, like
Red flag.
eventually that's going to come out. And
Ooh.
if that's something that's important to somebody else, it's probably not going to work out.
Noreen says, can you keep her then? That's a good question. Karen says, my son is dating right now. He's 16 and he's spending a lot on her, kind of making me upset. Oh, I love MB's comment.
No scrubs.
No scrubs.
It's always nice to know the girls who got each other's back. Jen, I got you. Every time I hear a couple arguing, I'm like, I'm on her side. If Paul and I are out to dinner, I'm like, I'm on. I don't even know what they're arguing about, but
Well, here's
side
what
with
my
her.
mom says. Dad was a broke student when we met. I paid for so much when we dated.
and I totally think that like you're gonna ebb and flow like that. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? And like, I've watched that with so many of my friends. Like people go to school,
Right.
people start a new job, people change things in their life. You know, go through whatever. So
Now, Lauren, I wonder, can you name names here? Who are the losers that you've dated? Give us all a warning. I mean, let's put them on blast here. And we'll be sued for defamation. But hey, I mean, this is you. This is you. Your opinion. I agree, Jeff Baker. Sometimes like dirty hot. You know what I mean?
so stupid.
You know what else some of these people are saying? That they would
Lord.
like to see their credit score, their date's credit score on a dating app. Would you be comfortable releasing your credit score? Okay, Ma.
No, I would not release my credit score on a dating app.
Is that something that actually could happen?
I mean, I'm sure. I guess. I don't know.
Jeff Baker says they think my tractor's sexy. Isn't that a song?
Yeah.
They think my tractor's sexy.
Mm-hmm. It really turns her on.
Dirty hot. Yeah, like, you know, like here's what I think of when I think of like dirty hot. Like tattoos, long hair, not like long hair, but like
Jordan said a mullet.
like well-coiffed mullets. Yeah, almost.
What are you expecting me to say? I mean, that's like the first thought that came to mind. Like when I'm thinking of like dirty hot, I'm thinking of the mullets, the scraggly beard.
Yeah, a little scruff.
Yeah,
I don't
a little
want
scruff.
scraggly. I want scruff.
Not like the long beard. So you know what I'm talking about, like the 5 o'clock shadow or
Yeah.
10 o'clock shadow, really on some cases. But
Heather says, if you're so worried about credit scores, you're not in it for the long haul.
That's true. That's
Marriage
a good point.
is hard.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to, Anita. Sorry.
Oh, Lord.
Yikes. Jen says I was talking to one last night, crazy, so I had to mess with it.
I think she was talking about like AI. Something.
Oh.
Yeah. Wait, I got another comment from Jeanette here. We love each other when we love our finances. Both been broke as a joke at one point. Life happens.
Jeff Baker, what's the dirty hot you were thinking of?
I think he's thinking physically, like dirt
Oh.
on a tractor.
Yes, like Colin Farrell. Yes, that's a great point. Yes. Like he's scruffy and yes, absolutely.
That's funny.
No, I don't mean like, I think tattoos are hot. I don't think they're dirty at all.
You better not start on this conversation because your mom's gonna get mad.
I actually wanted a tattoo really
That's
bad.
why I'm telling you shouldn't start on this conversation because your mom's gonna get mad.
Noreen says you can have a good time without spending money. People can be so superficial. Just be good humans, no fake versions.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know what he looks like.
Rip from Yellowstone.
Like any
yes.
like Yellowstone. Like,
Can you Google this?
Yes,
Not
I'll put it up, yes.
dirty.
No, but like I feel
He's like a he's like a man. He's like a farm
And
man.
maybe that's what it is. Like he's got grit.
like that's a better example to me than like Colin Farrell.
That's
and
not what you're
everything.
talking about, though. It's not what you're talking about. You're gonna see. Put up Rip from
Yes, I am
Yellowstone.
doing it right now.
Never watched Yellowstone?
No.
Oh my god, it's so good.
My
And
parents are
Rip
obsessed with
like is like a man's man. He like rides horses. He's a cowboy. Like he's a man.
Like this.
Yeah.
I guess.
That's not what you're talking about. Is what I'm saying.
I
No.
mean, you
No.
think he's hot?
So it's his character. I gotta tell you, like it's his character on the show.
Not my cup of tea.
It
but
says
that's
you're
hilarious.
missing out.
Yeah. No, you are because like it's his character. He's like a dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Manly man as.
Okay. He
A
takes
manly
charge.
man. Yeah. He dates Beth, the pretty blonde, and she's like wild.
Lauren.
It's really funny.
Not my cup of tea, but he's still good looking.
No, mine either.
But you know what? The other thing in the show, you want to call him like a good, like a good guy in the show, but he also does terrible things. But that's also like what the show is. So I don't know.
I'm trying to think of like an example, like a bad boy.
Right? You're thinking of like a bad boy.
Yeah.
And I think Rip is more like a manly man. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
I have a wonderful man. I have a wonderful husband who is
A real bad boy.
very handsome. You have a wonderful husband who is also very handsome and funny,
You know what's funny too
and
is
very hardworking.
I'm reading the comments too, and I'm thinking about who was it Karen about her son dating, and I'm like, oh my god.
Karen who? Oh, her son. Okay, in the
And
comments.
I'm thinking,
Yeah.
like, oh my god, someday my son will date.
Isn't that crazy? Do you ever think about that? One day you're not going to be the most important woman.
It's hard to think about now because he sees me and he's like, it's so cute. But I don't think that's gonna last when he's at 25.
Maybe, you never know. I'll tell you, I did want a tattoo and I wanted to get it right here. Here's my tattoo story. I found a quote probably about 10 years ago that I absolutely loved. And I was like, wow, this is really meaningful to me. I don't even remember what the quote was nowadays, but it was really...
It was really meaningful to me. I don't remember it.
It was really meaningful at the time.
You're so dumb. You're so stupid.
So I wanted to get it tattooed.
And can we just say this is your mom's point in a nutshell? But go on.
Okay, so
That's so much.
my mom has this beautiful cursive, and I was like, you know what? It would be more meaningful if my mom wrote this quote and then I got it tattooed. And I was like, what a great idea. And I was about to go through with it.
Uh-huh.
So I had my mom write it out, and then I have her scan the quote that she wrote and send it to me via email. I was going to take it to the artist, and I just wanted like that tattooed on me.
Yeah.
And my mom had no idea until she goes, hey, sure, Edward, no problem. But what is this for after she sent this to me?
Why do you want me to write this quote?
Right, so I already have it in my hand. And when I told her I was going to get it tattooed, she lost her damn mind.
Why?
I mean, she went berserk. I don't know
You're
why.
not supposed to have tattoos, right?
Well, yeah.
'Cause
Jews
you're
aren't supposed to
Jewish.
have tattoos. But
Look at me over here reminding him.
thank
like,
you.
I
Well,
know.
I just didn't know like if that's where we were going. But no, Jews are not supposed to have tattoos. So I think that's kind of one reason why she lost her mind. Exactly, Anita. No Jewish burial. But
Long story short, he did not get the
no.
tattoo. That was so meaningful that he can't
I
remember.
don't remember. Oh, Marguerite says, Katie, you're his world. Oh.
It's so sweet. It really is. It's the best. The problem is, I put him down and he flips out. So he like wants me there playing with him all the time, and I love playing with him. And sometimes I have to switch to laundry. And
Oh.
boy, does he hate his playpen right now. So if anybody's got an idea,
Why, Ma, then? Why is it? Why did you go crazy?
you're desecrating your body. That was my guess.
That laugh, I love my tattoos, Crystal says. There was something. I can't remember exactly why she went nuts,
Yeah.
but she definitely did. I have never heard so much screaming on the other side of the phone.
And that's saying something.
Hmm.
Because I've heard your phone calls.
We gotta go. Have a great day.